Hey, what's up everybody? Clifton here with CliftonWP. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to sell access to your design library of website layouts, patterns, and templates that are stored using the Kadence Pattern Hub plugin. Now, this is a follow-up to an earlier video where I showed you how to create your own design library using the Kadence Pattern Hub plugin to be able to store your website layouts, your sections, or patterns that you've created, and then use them in external websites, similar to how you would access the design library from Kadence. In that tutorial, you were able to create an access key that you could then share with those other websites or with other people, and then they could access your design library. In this tutorial, you're going to be learning how to be able to sell access so that people can access your design library only if they have a license to be able to do that. Now, if you haven't seen the first tutorial, there is a link in the description below to that tutorial. Highly recommend you watch that first and then come back and watch this tutorial so you can learn how to be able to sell access instead of just sharing access with the access keys. So if you guys are ready to learn how to sell access to your design library, then let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so picking up where we left off, what you're looking at here is the pattern hub that we created in the last tutorial, in the last video. The link is in the description below. Highly recommend go watching that video if you want to learn how to create this. But essentially, this website is purely dedicated to storing our designs and our layouts and our patterns, and it's being stored in the pattern hub here. So you see this link, this pattern hub here is created using the Kadence Pattern Hub plugin. So if I go to plugins, you can see here that I have the Kadence Pattern Hub plugin installed. We have Kadence Blocks Pro extension installed as well. And you get the Kadence Pattern Hub from your account if you own the full bundle or the lifetime full bundle, where you can get access to all of the plugins that Kadence has to offer. And one of those plugins is the Kadence Pattern Hub that allows you to be able to create, store, and share design layouts across different websites. In our Pattern Hub here, if we go to all pattern items, you can see all of the layouts that I've created and categorized. And this essentially is the repository where the other websites will be able to pull from. In the last tutorial, I showed how to be able to do that. Essentially, you would go to settings here in your Pattern Hub. And from here, you have the access keys that you can create. You want to go ahead and grab your connection URL and then generate a access key. And then here we can give this a little note. And this is set to access all the collections. So I have free and pro collections, but let's say we wanted to access all. And then essentially all I would need is this access key. Let's go ahead and save this. And now I can go to a completely different and separate website like this one and create a new page. So just go to new. Click on page. It's going to create a new page here, and I can click on design library, and here we can see the Kadence design library, but I can click on this connection key. So typically you would actually be here. So this is the Kadence design library. To be able to add my own with my access key, I can go ahead and click on this plus sign here. That'll bring me to the connection wizard here. And then from here, I would go ahead and add my connection URL and then add the access key. Click on add connection, and you'll see here the built-in WP design library. Okay. Now also next to the Kadence text, you can also see the built-in WP tab. If I were to click on this, it would then take me to the design library that has been imported into the separate website here. And then from here, I can select any one of these designs and just go ahead and add it to my site. So for instance, if I like this one here, it's going to go ahead and get populated into that page, and then I can start customizing this to my liking. Okay, so that entire process is a more manual process, and technically I guess you could sell your access keys using a separate program to be able to do that. But what I'm going to show you in this tutorial is how to automate that entire process so that people can actually purchase a license from your website to your Pattern Hub and then be able to use that license inside of their own websites without you having to share that access key manually in any way. So the entire process is completely automated from purchase to delivery of the access key allowing you to essentially turn your Pattern Hub website into a full-fledged e-commerce business where you sell layouts and designs and patterns to other people. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that process right now. In order to sell access to our design library, we're going to add 2 plugins to our Pattern Hub website. The first plugin we're going to add is the SureCart e-commerce plugin for WordPress. Now, if you haven't heard about SureCart, SureCart is one of the fastest growing e-commerce plugins for WordPress, and it allows you to sell physical and digital products, have recurring subscriptions, one-click order bumps, and one-click upsell funnels, plus over 100 additional e-commerce features, allowing you to have a very robust e-commerce platform for your website. A lot of people are familiar with using WooCommerce to sell with WordPress, and that's still a very viable and robust option. But one of the differences between SureCart and WooCommerce is that SureCart contains all of the capabilities that I just mentioned within the core plugin, whereas with WooCommerce, you typically have to buy additional plugins or third-party plugins to get some of these features. And one of the features that SureCart has is the licensing capability, which will allow you to be able to license your products. And that's the capability we're going to be using with SureCart today. Now, this isn't going to be a deep dive into SureCart. I will be doing a SureCart deep dive and walkthrough in a later video. And so if you are not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you're notified when I release that video. So we're going to go ahead and add SureCart to our install. To add SureCart, we're going to go to plugins and click on add new plugin. SureCart is actually available in the WordPress plugin repository. So we'll do a search for SureCart and you will see the SureCart plugin right over here. Click on install now and activate. Okay, so we can see here that the SureCart plugin is now activated on our Pattern Hub website. And if you look up here on the left, you'll see that the SureCart menu item has been added to the side menu. And then there is a get started link and a settings link. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the get started link. And this is going to take us through the process of integrating SureCart with our website. I'm going to go ahead and dismiss this action required. This is only happening because I'm using the Breeze plugin for caching, because this site is actually hosted on Cloudways. So let's go ahead and just dismiss this as all is working correctly there. And now we're going to go ahead and go through the process of integrating SureCart with our website. So we're going to go over to the SureCart link here in the dashboard and click on Get Started. All right, in the next screen, you see here where it says Welcome, let's set up your online store. I'm going to click that I want to create a new store. And in here, you can set up a brand color and then choose the currency for your store. This looks pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Continue. All right, then it's going to ask you to select a starting point. You have the option of starting a store from scratch, or you can start with demo products. For this tutorial, we're just going to start from scratch. Go ahead and click on Continue. All right, then you want to confirm your email for store notifications. Click on Continue, and now it's setting up the store. All right, and here in short order, the store has now been created. So you can go ahead and add a product by clicking on this button, or you can close this out and it'll take you right back to your site. Let's go ahead and close it out. All right, so here we are. All right, now you'll see this sometimes it'll say complete your store setup to go live. And that's just because there are a few additional items that we need to complete in order for our store to be fully set up. So let's just quickly go over what you're looking at here. So the first thing that you notice, or the first change that you'll notice, will be in the side menu. So here where we have SureCart, it used to say Get Started and Settings, but now you have all these additional links and we can go through each one. So here we have the dashboard, which is where we are right now. And then your orders, products, coupons, licenses, which we'll be using, subscriptions, affiliates, customers, shop, checkout, cart, the customer area, custom forms, which allows you to create custom checkout forms for your products, and then the settings. And then over here on the right hand side in the main dashboard here, you can see here it has some steps for you. So going ahead and connecting your payment processor so you can start taking orders, creating products, and then completing the setup. And then there's an overview or a report of any of the orders or transactions that have happened on your site. We don't have any transactions now, so there's nothing to display here. Okay. All right. So what I like to do is from here, I'm going to go ahead and click on Complete Setup. And what this is going to do is it's going to take me to a place where I can go ahead and log into my SureCart account. Now, this account is going to host your store or any other stores. See, SureCart is a headless system. So essentially, the actual platform itself is not hosted directly on your server. It's hosted on a separate server, which is ideal because that's going to speed up your processes and it's going to take away the issue of having a hosted platform on your WordPress install. Okay, so when you get over here, it's going to ask you to go ahead and put in your name, an email, and a password and sign up. That will create an account for you. If you already have an account, then you can click on this green sign in link down here and that will go ahead and log you into your account, which is what I'm going to do because I already have an account at SureCart. So I'm going to go ahead and click on sign in. And then here I'll put in my username and password. Sign in. Okay, so now you can see we are now inside of our SureCart account. And you can see all the remaining steps to continue. So here I can fine tune my store settings by adding a logo, contact email, and other store settings. We can create our first product, add our payment processor, and then test out our first sale. Over here on the left-hand side, you'll see the name of the website, which is patternhub.builtinwp.com. We can change this, and I'll show you where we can change that. And then we're currently on the Get Started guide, which is this right here. There's the Pulse, which basically will show you a report of your sales. Then there are reports that you can also select from here as well. And then here are all the settings. So we have our general settings. If you click here, you'll see all your store details, store localization, and then the ability to be able to delete your store or clear any test data. This is where you can change the store name. So if you look over here on the left, it says patternhub.builtinwp.com. So it's just taking my URL and name the store after that URL. I can actually change that here by just deleting this. And we can call this Pattern Hub Designs. Okay. All right, we'll leave everything else as is. Click on Save. All right, and it's now saved. All right, now our currency is the same. This is how we like it. I can change my time zone here to my own time zone, which is Pacific. We'll save that. And then we'll leave everything else here as is. Okay. All right, and back here we have processors. So processors is how you can add your payment processor to your store. The SureCart platform comes with a test processor, but you can also add Stripe, PayPal, Molly, or Paystack. In this case, we want to add Stripe. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Stripe option. And then here, I'm going to click on Connect. Click on Test Mode first. It's going to take me to where I can connect my Stripe account. I already have a Stripe account ready. Let's go ahead and click on Connect. And now my test mode is set up. Next, I want to connect the live mode as well. So I'm going to click on the Connect button again, select live mode, and go ahead and connect that as well. Okay, so now I have Stripe connected and I can now collect live payments or test payments on my website. Okay, let's go back out here. So here is members. This is where you can add additional team members. You can see it's just me in this case. The next option here under settings is going to be your emails. So these are your customer emails, and we can see we have emails for almost everything here. So abandoned checkouts, subscriptions canceled, payouts completed or payments completed, new orders, and so on. And you can customize all your emails here. Okay, and then we have an invoice link. So you have the ability to be able to send invoices using SureCart, and this is where you can customize that invoice template. You can even preview what that invoice will look like. So here's a preview of that. Very powerful feature there. And then here are your notifications. So here you can set up your notification preferences for your website. And then imports, exports, webhooks, and then your API keys are here as well. Okay. Now that we've gone through everything, we can now go back to our website. So to do that, just go back to your site. We'll go back to the dashboard here. And if we go to SureCart, we can go to the dashboard. And you can see now that we're now ready to go ahead and add products and connect this to our design library. Okay, so SureCart was the first plugin that we needed in order for us to be able to sell access to our design library. The next plugin that we'll need is the Kadence Pattern Hub SureCart licensing plugin. Now, this plugin is available to you if you own the full bundle or the lifetime full bundle from Kadence, and it's one of several plugins that you have access to when you own the bundle. And so all you need to do is go to your downloads at Kadence or in your Kadence account, and you'll see the Kadence Pattern Hub SureCart licensing plugin right over here. Just go ahead and download it. This plugin will give us the ability to be able to connect SureCart with the Kadence Pattern Hub and provide a license that people can purchase in order for them to access your design library. Okay. So once you've downloaded the plugin, we're going to go back to our site, go to plugins, click on add new plugin, click on upload plugin, choose file, and select the Kadence Pattern Hub SureCart licensing plugin. Click on install now, activate. Okay, and now we can see that the Kadence Pattern Hub SureCart licensing is now active on our site. Okay, so from here, you want to go to your Pattern Hub, go to settings, and under the settings now, you'll notice that you now have an additional tab. In addition to the general tab and the access keys tab, there's now a SureCart tab. Just go ahead and click on that tab, and you'll see here a field that says add SureCart public token. Okay, to get our public token, just go ahead and just click on get your public token here. This will take you to your account, and just make sure that you are in the right store, which is our Pattern Hub design store. And then over here, the token that we want is this one. Okay, so we're going to click on it, and we will copy that token. We'll go back to our Pattern Hub, and we'll paste that in here. Let's go ahead and save that. All right, so now we've connected our SureCart to our Pattern Hub, and now we can go ahead and create a product and link that product to our Pattern Hub so that when people purchase that product, it will automatically dispense a license to that user, and they can then use that license to access your design library. The next step in the process is to go ahead and add a product to this integration here that's going to give access to our design library. To do that, we need to first create that product in SureCart and then come back here and add that product to this integration. So to create a product, we're going to navigate over to the SureCart menu item, hover over it, select products from the flyout menu, and then click on add new. And that's going to drop us into the product creation interface for SureCart. Let's go ahead and give our product a name. We'll call it wireframe design templates, and then click on create to take us to the rest of the page where we can go ahead and add more details. Okay, so this is the full details page for our product, and we can quickly walk through this. So the first topmost part here, this is where you would add your name of your product and a short description for that product. This is where you would upload an image for your product. Then here is where you can set your pricing, manage inventory, and then this is where if your product is a product that has variations such as size and color, this is where you would create those options. Then there's an integration section here that allows you to integrate your product with other software. So if purchasing this product grants access to something like a membership or a course, then this is where you would set that up. And then also any downloads that are associated with your product, when people buy it, you will add those downloads here. This is where we would toggle on the licensing creation like we're going to do for this specific product. And then this is where you would add your search engine listing information for the product. Back up here to the top on the right, we have this publishing box, and you can choose to have this be a featured product. You can also select the availability of the product from here. So you can say that this is available for purchase or it's unavailable for purchase. Then this is your product page telling you whether this is published or unpublished. Okay. Then you can also select the template for this. So there is a template system for this. We'll go into this in another video. Your URL slug, and then when this product was created. Below that is your shipping details. So this could also be a physical product. If you select physical, then you can add the shipping weight. This is going to be a digital product, so you can choose whether this is physical or digital. In this case, it's going to be a digital product. And then you can choose to autofulfill or to not autofulfill the product. Below that is any taxes that you want to charge on this product, whether or not this product is part of a collection. And then this is where you can select to limit the number of times a single customer can purchase this product. You can also associate affiliate commissions with this product. And then the final section here are the post settings for the product. And this is coming from Kadence. So we can see here the transparent header setting, display title setting. Your layout settings are here. Your content style setting is here. And then the content vertical padding setting is here as well. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and populate this product fields here and complete the build out of our product, and then go ahead and associate it with our SureCart integration for licensing. Okay, so I'm going to add a simple description here, and let's go ahead and add an image to our product, and then we're going to set up our pricing. So let's click on add a price, and then over here you're going to name the type of pricing that is, and that's because in SureCart you can actually have multiple types of pricing. So you can have monthly, basic, annual, recurring, different types of pricing. So here we're going to call this a one-time price or a one-time purchase. Okay, and the payment type is one time. And if you click on this drop down, you can see all the other payment types. So there's installment payments. If you select this, it'll give you the fields for adding an installment payment. And if you select subscription payments, then you get the fields for turning this into a subscription payment. Okay, we'll set it to one time. And let's just set the price here to $20. Let's go ahead and click on create price, and now we have our pricing. We're not going to be doing any inventory tracking or creating variations for this because this is just for access to the design library, and we're also not going to be doing any integrations. But here is where we can toggle on the licensing. Now, in order to toggle on licensing, a download is required, and that is because the licensing feature in SureCart can be used for licensing plugins, it can be used for licensing themes and other software. And so typically you would be adding that software here in the downloads. But in this case, we're licensing access to our design library in our pattern hub. So we're going to add a download here that basically would serve that purpose. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, or what you can do is you can create a document that explains how to access the design library, and then go ahead and zip that document up or compress it if you're using a Mac, and turn it into a zip file, and then add it here as your download. So I've already done that, and I'm going to go ahead and add that to this product. So I'm going to click on add downloads, select secure storage, and then we're going to say upload media, and I already have my zip file here ready. Okay, and we can see the zip file here, and all it is just a text file with an explanation on how to access the design library. And then I'm just going to go ahead and name it here as well, how to access your design library. Okay, and we'll go ahead and select choose file, and we can now see here that the download has been added. Okay, now in the next step here, I'm going to go ahead and toggle on the licensing, and here you can set an activation limit, basically setting the number of times or number of activations that this license can be used. So you can set this to 5, 10, 20, 100, any number that you like, or you can leave it blank and have it be infinite activations. So I'm going to go ahead and just set this to 5 for the purposes of this tutorial. And then here we're going to select the current release of our download, and that's going to be just this one that we uploaded here. Okay, here's our search engine listing. We'll leave this alone for now, and pretty much everything that we need to do here to create this product is done. Make sure that it's set to digital product or service, and let's go ahead and save the product. Okay, so now that the product is saved, what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and integrate it with our Pattern Hub settings. So I'm going to come over here to the left, go to the Pattern Hub menu link, and from here, from the flyout menu, select settings, and you can see here the SureCart integration is in place. Now we can click on add product, and it's going to ask us for a product ID. Okay, so to get a product ID, let's go back to our product again. So we'll go to SureCart, go to products, click on edit, and the product ID is in the URL of this product. So if you look in the address bar here, you'll see the URL of the product, and the ID are the last letters and numbers here at the end of the URL, right after the ID and equal sign. So I'm going to go ahead and copy those numbers and letters, and then we'll go back to our Pattern Hub settings, and then here we'll click on add product, and we'll paste our product ID in that spot. Okay. Next, I'm going to click on this icon here, and that'll allow me to give the product a name. So the name was Wireframe Design Templates. And then this product grants access to all the collections. You can actually make it grant access to maybe the free collection or the pro one, but in this case, I wanted to grant access to all the collections. Okay. All right. And then once we're done filling this out, let's go ahead and click on save. Okay, so now we've finished the process of linking the product that we created in SureCart to access to the Pattern Hub or design library that we've built out here. Okay, so now let's take a look at what this looks like on the front end for a user who wants to purchase this access. To see what our product looks like, let's go back to the SureCart link and then go to products. And here we can see our wireframe design templates product. If you click on view, you'll see what the product page looks like on the front end. Now this is completely unstyled, so it's just the bare bones here, but you kind of see it has the add to cart, the quantity, and the buy now link. Now remember, SureCart is a full-fledged e-commerce platform, so it does have a checkout, it has a cart, it has a shop, and all of that. Now in this case, we're not really selling this through a shop mode, meaning this is the only product that's going to be on here. Or even if there are other products, this might not be the ideal way for you to be able to sell this. But if you wanted to send people to this link to go ahead and purchase access, you could totally do that. And all they would need to do is come here, click on buy now. It would then take them to the checkout. This is what the checkout looks like. And then you'd fill in your information, put in your credit card, and go ahead and purchase access. Okay, but I want to show you a different way to be able to do this in a way that's more ideal for selling digital products. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the dashboard here, and we're going to go to SureCart, go to products, and this time I'm going to click on edit. Now, one of the things that's available in SureCart that's very, very unique and very neat is that every product has an opportunity for what's called an instant checkout. You can see the link up here to the right. If you click on the instant checkout, it allows you to be able to create a dedicated instant checkout page just for this product. This is very powerful because you can quickly sell anything really quickly, really fast using SureCart because of this one amazing feature. Okay, so if you click on the instant checkout, let's go ahead and change this to published because it starts off being unpublished. Turn it to published. That turns the instant checkout on. And then you can toggle on test mode. Okay, so if we toggle this on to test mode, then we can test this out in test mode, but I'm gonna leave it toggled off for now. And then here you can toggle on a few settings showing the store logo. We don't have a store logo, so let's go ahead and toggle that off. And then over here is the instant checkout link just for this product, or what you may call a buy link just for this product. So if I copy this link, go ahead and save the product. And let's open this up in an incognito window. And I'm gonna go ahead and paste that link. And this is the instant checkout page for our product. Looks absolutely amazing, completely distraction free. So we can see the product here, the product title, the price, and over here are the checkout fields, email, name, and the payment fields here for your credit card. Okay, so this is a very quick way for people to go ahead and purchase access. So now let's also see what it looks like if someone were to actually purchase access through here. Now this is live since it's already connected to Stripe, so you would have to buy this with real money. But what we're going to do is I want to have a real transaction happen here. Now I could set this to test mode, but test mode mimics a sale, right? To show you that your checkout is working, but it doesn't follow through with the entire automated process. So we do have to do a live sale here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to set this to test mode. I'm going to leave it in live mode, but I'm going to go ahead and create a coupon code that gives me 100% off. I'm going to apply that coupon code, and then we're going to go ahead and see this entire process for the person who's purchasing access to your design library. Let's go ahead and create that coupon in SureCart. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard here, go to SureCart, and under the submenu items here, you'll see the coupons menu item under the SureCart heading. Go ahead and click on coupons, and we'll click on add new, and we'll just call this coupon 100 off. So this is going to be the internal name, and then the actual promotion code will be 100% off. Okay, and then we can limit this to a specific customer or link to an affiliate. We won't bother with any of this. We won't bother with the product restrictions right now. And then here where it says amount, we want to choose a percentage discount. So we'll set this to 100% off, and then we'll leave everything else as is and click on create coupon. Okay, so now our coupon is created. I'm going to go ahead and copy the coupon code, and then we're going to go back to our instant checkout. So we're going to use that instant checkout again. I'm going to go to products, just so I can show you where I get the link for that. Click on edit for the product. Come over here, click on the instant checkout. We'll copy this link, and then we'll open this up in an incognito window. I'm going to go ahead and paste that link to the instant checkout. Okay, and then let's just go ahead and use, I'm going to use a dummy email here, and we'll say this is Max. And instead of adding credit card details here, I'm just going to go ahead and skip to the coupon code. So remember, our coupon code was 100% off. Click on apply. Okay, and the coupon code was successful. Let's go ahead and click on purchase. All right, so we can see here it says, thank you, your payment was successful. A receipt is on its way to your inbox. We'll click on continue. And you see how it instantly drops me into the customer dashboard. Okay, so I am now in here as Max. It's a pretty nice dashboard. So here's my dashboard. Here are my orders, my invoices, plans, and my downloads. And then here there is a reminder that I have not set a password. Okay, so it asks me to immediately set a password so I can access this dashboard at any time. It's also sent me an email with the same information. So I'm going to go ahead and click on set a password, and we'll just create a password here. Okay, click on set password. All right, so here we can see that we don't have any subscriptions. If this were a subscription product, we'd have the subscription right here. We can see here the order history, okay, and that one item has been paid. And then here I can see my downloads. If I click here where it says wireframe design templates, if I click here, we can see that download. So this download is basically the instructions on how to access the design library. And then here are my license keys. And you can see how it says 0 of 5 activations used. So if I open this up, I can see my license key. And this license key is what I can now use to go ahead and access the design library. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and test this. We're going to go ahead and use our license key on a fresh install of WordPress and Kadence and see if it grants us access to the Pattern Hub design library wireframe design templates. So first, I'm going to go ahead and copy this key by clicking on this copy link, or you could just copy it by highlighting it and copying it that way. So now that I've copied this, I'm going to go ahead and fire up a fresh install of WordPress with Kadence and Kadence blocks installed. Okay, so here we are with a fresh install of WordPress, and I have Kadence and the Kadence blocks installed. And so I'm going to go ahead and go to new page, and it's going to be our new page, and let's just call this our home page. And I'm going to go ahead and set this up, go to settings, and we will set the page title to disabled, page layout to full width, content style and box, content vertical spacing disabled. Now it isn't necessary for you to do all this. I just like to set up my page first. I'm going to go ahead and click on the design library, and here we can see this is the Kadence design library. To be able to add my new design library access, I'm going to go ahead and click on the plus sign here and then add my connection URL, which is going to be the URL of the website, and then add my connection access key, which I just purchased. Click on add connection, and you can see here the built-in WP design library has been added to my fresh new install. I can also see it here. I'm going to go ahead and click on it to make sure that I have the access that I purchased, and here it is. Successful access. All right, and so now let's see if I add some of these to my page, if it'll work. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on this one. It's like a full-blown home page here. Okay, and it has been added successfully. Click on publish, and let's view the page. And here we are. Success. Okay, so now let's see if it actually recognizes that I used one of my 5 activations. To do that, I'm gonna go back to my dashboard as a customer and take a look. Okay, so I'm back at my dashboard. Let's go ahead and refresh. Okay, and we can see here now that the activation count is now 1 of 5, and I can even see the website where my activations have been utilized. Okay, so this is actually very awesome. Okay, so now what happens if I delete that connection? So if I go back to the website and I remove that connection, let's see if it allows me to restore my activation count by doing that. Okay, so now we're back at the website. I'm going to go to edit page here, And if we go to our design library, and this is where we have the activation. If you're not seeing this, if you're seeing this, just click on the plus sign. You come over here, click on this trash can, close this out, say save. Okay, so now I have deleted that activation from here. So now let's go back and see if my activation count is restored back to 0 of 5. Okay, I'm back in my dashboard as Max, and my activation count still says 1 of 5, but that's because you can see the activation here still says, still has that website. So let's go ahead and just delete this. We'll say delete activation. And now let's go ahead and refresh. Okay, and now the activation count is back to 0 of 5. Now, I know what some of you might be wondering. Well, what if I had deleted the activation before I removed the connection? Okay, well, let's see how that would work. Let's go ahead and copy this. We'll copy the key again. We'll go back to our site. Okay, we're back at our site. Click on Design Library. And let's go ahead and add the connection again. Add our connection access key or our license. Click on Add Connection. And now we are reconnected. Okay, so if I click on Built-in WP here, I can see my design library. Okay, so I now have this active on this website. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this out. I'm going to go back to my dashboard and I'm going to delete the activation and see what happens. Okay, we are back at the dashboard. Let's go ahead and refresh the screen here. We can see our activation is activated again, but this time I'm going to leave it active on the website and I'm just going to delete the activation from here. It's going to say, are you sure you want to delete the activation? I'm going to say yes. All right, I've deleted the activation. It's telling me that my activation count is 0 of 5. Okay, so if we go back to the site, let's see if the connection is still alive. Okay, I am back at the website. So that initial template that I brought in is still there. And if we go to the design library and we go to our connection here, we can see that the connection is still active. If I go to built-in WP, I still have access to the design library, so nothing's been deleted here. And if I wanted to add something new, I could just select this first one here. Yeah, I can successfully add it in here. Okay, so does that mean that I now have 0 of my 5 activations, but I'm still able to access the design library? Well, not quite. So let's go ahead and save this. And let's go back to our dashboard. Okay, we're back at a dashboard. And if you notice, we deleted that website, but the website still has access to the library. Okay, well, if I refresh the screen here, notice what happened. When we refresh the screen, it recognized that that license key is still active on this website. So it immediately applied the activations count to our account. This is great because it basically tells you that the platform is going to properly manage your licenses and provide the right amount of activations for your users wherever those licenses are being used. Now, what if the user wants to reclaim this one activation? So they really do want to delete the usage of the wireframe design templates from their site and then reclaim this back to the full 5 activations count. Okay, so what if they want to do that? Well, if they want to do that, they can't delete it from here and then have the license active on their website. What they would need to do is go ahead and delete the license from the website and then come here and then delete the activation to restore this back to a 0 count. So let me go ahead and demonstrate what that looks like. Okay, so we're back at the website here for our user Max. And let's say they go to the design library. And then from here, they would need to go to the connection section by clicking on the plus sign here. And then they would click on this garbage can. So once they click on this, that's going to remove the design library from their website install. And then they can close this and you can actually confirm that that's no longer there. Okay, so Max is doing this. So they've removed it. Let's go ahead and save this work here. And then we're going to go back to the dashboard for the user and take a look at restoring that one activation. Okay, so here we are back at Max's dashboard, and you can see here it still says activations count 1 of 5, and it's still showing the website. So let's go ahead and refresh the screen just to be sure. Okay, so we've refreshed the screen. So now when Max goes ahead and deletes this activation, so if they delete it from here as the second step, after they've removed it from their website, notice that now the activation count is now at 0. And if we refresh the dashboard here, it remains at 0 because there are no activations present. Okay. So very, very powerful system, a very reliable system for licensing software and products, and also licensing access to your design library. Okay, so we've taken a look at what it looks like for the user or for someone to purchase a license to get access to your design library, and how utilizing that license is displayed in the dashboard and managed by that user. Now let's take a look at the management from the administrator side. So that would be you who has sold the license, and let's see the data that SureCart provides for you, and also some of the capabilities you have with the licenses that you've shown. To do that, we're going to go back to our Pattern Hub website, and we'll take a look at a few things there. Okay, so we're back at the Pattern Hub website. So this is where we have SureCart installed, where our design library is being managed by the Pattern Hub. And when you come back here, if you go to the menu item for SureCart, and out of the flyout menu here, you'll see one of the links is called Licenses. If you click on this link, it'll show you all the licenses that you've sold. It'll show you the customer that purchased it, what item it was associated with, and whether or not that license is active or inactive. In this case, the license is inactive because if you remember, we deactivated it and turned it off from the website. If it were still on, then it would show that this was active. Okay. To get more details about this license, just click on the license key. And what will happen is it'll take you to the license information where you can see the license. You can see the activation limit, and you can see how many activations are using this license here. Okay. You can also see your customer, and you can see what they purchased. If you'd like to see more details about the customer, you can click on View Customer here. You can also click on View Customer in the prior screen, but let's just click over here for View Customer. And now we can see all the details about Max, right? So his first name, email, the orders that he placed, his purchases, the licenses, and how many of those licenses he's using currently, and then any other additional information that was collected during the sale. If you want to see the order itself, you can always go to Orders over here, or you can just click on View next to the order here, and it will give you details about that order. So here I can see when the order was fulfilled. I can see how he paid, and I can even see the coupon that he used to get 100% off. And then over here on the right, we have our contact information for our customer Max. We have the address, tax information, and any of the purchases that they've made. If we go back and we look at our customer, one of the things you'll notice that I mentioned before is that we can see the license that he has, and we can see how many activations he's utilized of the license. And if we click here to view, notice how as I'm navigating through each component of this customer, of the order, everything has a link to everything. So I'm able to get to the customer, I'm able to get back to the license, I'm able to get to the product. You can tell that SureCart is a very thoughtfully made platform. And so here we are at the license, right? And I can see that there are 0 of 5 activations. So if I were Max, and let's just go back to Max's website here. So this is Max as a user, and this is his website. If we go back to the design library, and I go ahead and I reconnect to the design library using that license, right? And if I go and I look here, I can see all of my designs and patterns that I now have access to as Max, the customer. Okay, so if we go back as the administrator, so as a person who's selling access to the design library, now that the license key is in use, if we refresh this, you can see immediately that the activation is recorded in your dashboard. So you can see the website where the license is being used, and it's now registered. And even in Max's profile here, you'll always see how many activations he has and whether the license is in use. So very powerful, very well-made system for you to be able to not only sell access to your design library using licenses, but to also track how those licenses are being used and where they're used. Okay. And with that, that will conclude this tutorial on how to sell access to your design library using the Kadence Pattern Hub plugin, the Kadence Pattern Hub SureCart licensing plugin, SureCart, and Kadence blocks. Hey, if you enjoyed this tutorial and you got value from this tutorial, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button for the algorithm. And also feel free to leave me a question or a comment in the comment section below. I do read those, and I'd be happy to see how I can assist you further with your web design journey with Kadence and WordPress. I also want to give a big thank you to the people who've been supporting the channel with your coffee purchases, donations, and super thanks. I really appreciate that, and I'm very humbled by it. Thank you very much for your support. Hey, if you're new to the channel and you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and remember to hit that notification bell so that you're notified every single time I release a video tutorial. If you enjoy detailed web design, WordPress, Kadence plugins, and theme tutorials, then you definitely want to make sure that you're subscribed to this channel so that you can benefit from future video tutorials. Hey, stay tuned for more videos, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.